Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are going to be covering some massively cold temperatures. We're talking negative 30 regular temperature, not even wind chill. Then we're going to talk a little bit of updates on Winter Storm Peggy as well as a possible nor'easter. Right now the probability of that nor'easter, confidence is going up and down, probability is going up and down. It's a mess, but it's looking more likely as of late. We gotta see how it progresses, so stay tuned to that. That'll be at the end of the video. But first, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. So let's get right on into it. Right now I'm on the National Weather Service page. Big thing to point out here, Winter Storm Peggy still in full action. Little clipper system going to be moving through Montana, and we do have wind chill watches in parts of North Dakota and Minnesota. So let's take a look at those cold temperatures. So here is the 2 meters above ground level temperatures. This will be what you're feeling basically. So let's start off here. This is Friday morning, what you're waking up to. Cold temperatures and sub-zero temperatures already spilling into North Dakota and Minnesota, even into parts of Wisconsin throughout the morning. Now, we also have some decently cold temperatures in Chicago, the Quad Cities, even stretching into Detroit. Detroit's like 25 degrees. That's not too bad, but just wait, because Saturday morning, your low temperatures. Chicago, you are now in the negatives. Quad Cities, same thing. Minneapolis, St. Paul, now negative 10 minus. Now, the worst of it, of course, is in northern North Dakota, negative 26 there. Milwaukee, you're negative 8. Detroit, you're now at 9. And that cold is even starting to flow into the northeast now as it starts to move south and east. Sunday morning, even worse. We have North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, even Illinois in negative 20 or below. Chicago, you're at negative 20. Milwaukee, you're at negative 20. Quad Cities at around negative 25. Twin Cities at about negative 25 as well. And if you get all the way up to the north here, like International Falls, negative 30. Then we move into Monday morning. We see this kind of level out a bit. So Monday morning, worst of the cold temperature is going to be International Falls, probably around negative 37 or so. But you have Chicago, negative 8. Wisconsin, overall is negative 10, negative 20. Milwaukee, you're negative 10. Quad Cities, negative 5. Twin Cities, you're negative 14. And even into the northeast, you're seeing single digits and early teens, like, 13, 14, 15, across many major cities, including even down to DC, you're probably just outside that 20. Philly, 17, New York, 15, Boston, 16. Then we get into Tuesday. Tuesday, you start to see, we have this, spin here in Manitoba. We're going to be watching that over the next few days after this point. But you can see still some very cold temperatures. Milwaukee and Chicago now back above negative 10. Twin Cities, negative 25-ish. Quad Cities, about negative 10-ish. Northeast, pretty warm in comparison to the previous day. Then we move into Wednesday. Wednesday morning, we are starting to see a little bit of a breakup, but still, very strong hold over the very northern U.S. North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Still in negative 20-ish degree temperatures. Now, we move into Thursday. You can see that there's just this air mass here of just negative 30 degree temperatures, just spilling into the northern U.S. And things kind of continue that way. Friday, about the same thing. Saturday, we get this nor'easter that the GFS is predicting. That drives cold temperatures even further south into, let's actually look at right, I think it's the next day, right here. Negative temperatures in Georgia. That's how cold it's going to be across the entirety of the U.S. everyone except for the Southwest and maybe very southern Florida and Texas are not going to be spared. This cold air mass is going to just take over the entire U.S. throughout probably most of next week, even into your President's Day weekend. But finally, by Tuesday of that President's Day week, things start to look better. This ridge in the southwest will finally take over, kick out some of those colder temperatures, and we get back to a normal-ish pattern. Of course, it's not very normal. We still have some colder temperatures at that point. Just not as bad as it used to be. Now let's get to the Winter Storm Peggy and possible nor'easter update. So let's actually start over here. So let's start with the Winter Storm Peggy. Peggy is moving through the Midwest, going to be moving into Canada, that low pressure. Some snow and rain in the Northeast. Very minimal. I don't think there's going to be many major impacts. Everywhere that's going to be seeing snow will be seeing less than 3 inches. Most areas being less than 1 inch. But then we start to see this, a little clipper system that moves through Montana, could see a couple inches there, moves into the plains, draws up some Gulf moisture. Now, this model run of the NAM has most of the heavy snow off coast, but if we go back one model run here, if we actually, let's go right here, and let's do our model trend loop. So let's do a model trend loop. I'm just going to set this up real quick. Boom. Model trend loop. So, here is the current model run. Here is previous model run. You can see a little bit closer to the coastline, those impacts will be felt much more. Previous model run after that, about the same spot as 18, and then 6Z, not even here. So this is a very recent thing. The European had this forming about a week ago, but we've seen this storm threat resurface throughout the day today, and now it seems like we have two tracks. We either have the more out to sea track, which brings heavier snowfalls for Cape Cod, eastern Long Island, southeast New Jersey, and even into parts of Virginia, or we get this track, which is your major cities, Boston, New York, Philly, even into parts of Baltimore, DC, right on the fringe of the heavy snows there. So let's take a look at right here, and let's go right here. So this is there's only one model run here, but this is the current model run. You can see most of those snow amounts south of all the major cities. Delaware probably being the target for this storm. Southern Jersey, parts of Virginia, and then of course Cape Cod and southern Rhode Island get about 6 inches there as well. Most of the major cities seeing 1 to 3, maybe New York seeing more like 4 or 5. Philly, you're probably right on the edge, maybe 5 or 6. But you go back one model run, and you get this. So comparing the two, you have a big difference. 18Z model had huge amounts of snow, 11 inches in Boston. You had 10 inches in New York, 9 in Philly, and Baltimore and DC, you were in that 9 to 10 inch range as well. Now, I don't know which one's more likely at this point. They're probably both equally as possible, so prepare for both. But we have to see how this develops, because this is starting to get interesting. Throughout one day, we've seen a full evolution from not showing the storm to potentially major snowfall totals to now backing away from those. It's going to be fun to see how this develops. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.